Now that we've seen Clojure and some SQL stuff, let's talk about runners. Now, when I create a new block, and you can see this is just a view, right? This is just a, it's called Hiccup in Clojure, but I have kind of my own DSL over it, and it's just, it's HTML, it's whatever you want, right? Which is great for doing stuff in dashboards. You never know when you want like titles, and you just have the freedom to put whatever you want out there, right? Other types is a query, went over that, Clojure. There's a shell one that obviously talks to your shell and does stuff. Also very useful. But these are runners. These are all user configured in the config file. What do you want it to do? What do you want it to look like to the user? You're basically making complex things easy for the person using your tool, right? So I have this Clojure intro one, which just runs some prefab code and does some, oh, the image is broken. You know, it's like an API that hits like, you know, Chuck Norris stuff. Again, stupid example, but you know, presenting the user with things that they wouldn't, you know, normally be able to do. This is a create image. This is a block that will generate an OpenAI DALL-E 3 image. I'm not going to do that because that'll take a few seconds. But what's cool about the runners is that not only do they show up here, but you can have special ones that show up somewhere else. So if I hit tilde, I get this little console, kind of like if you're an old person like me, like, you know, like the Quake console and all that. And this, we'll see with the Clover. So this is Clover. So this is that main visualization, like Hiccup. This is my main DSL. So I can just go in here and just start typing like some stuff that I would just as if I was on a block. You know, hey, and then, you know, style. Whatever. And then, you know, I get a block. And then again, not too crazy off the you know, off the rip, but stuff like this kind of like accumulates. And I have other types here too. Like I have, you know, I have a Clojure block, or I can just treat it as kind of a, you know, same kind of thing. If I quickly want to spawn a block to do a thing, whether I'm presenting it or whether I'm just like doing something else, like I can. Here's calling AI models with Fabric. We'll get to that in another video. Again, the shell, you know, it's just the same thing repurposed as another UI for getting stuff done. There's the Chuck Norris thing. There's the image thing. Again, just kind of a cool little thing. It's how we can repurpose one part of the UI to do other things. And this is actually super handy because I end up using this all the time just to pull up some little thing. I don't have it in this demo, but there's also one I have configured where it's kind of like a SQL autocomplete, or if I just quickly want to say, oh shit, like what is the, you know, select this from, you know, Bigfoot or, you know, sales data, and it'll just spawn out a little query box with that in it. Again, kind of a little thing, but you'd be surprised how much leverage you can get out of like little things like this. Anyways, onward.